we're live tonight, Thursday night. We're going to talk about, we're going to kind of wing it a little bit, I think, tonight, but we're going to talk about stickability, skin in the game, that kind of thing. And we'll also talk about, what can you do to, dang it. That's not what I wanted. What was the other one?
You said stickability, and then you said
not quitting, but how did I call it before?
I don't know, and I used it too.
I know. Sorry, guys. I got to go back and look at my notes here because I had a specific term for it. I know it wasn't.
It was pretty. I think it was pretty.
It wasn't just not quitting, though, right? I mean, it was.
No.
Anyways.
The expectations of like.
Expectations. That's right.
Yes. I was actually excited about that you added that on there.
Yeah. So some expectations on, and that's what I added into my email today was, if you think about it and you learn how long does this take? You talk about a lot of businesses, and those businesses, some businesses take 3 or 4 or 5 years before they actually make a profit, right? So expectations is a big deal. Now, the profitability in our business is way, way faster than that, but there's still some expectations on how long does that last? How long should you do this before you should expect to maybe cut back on your advertising a little bit? Maybe, I see so many people still, even though there's push button traffic, still not advertising at all. And a business will not sustain without advertising of some sort. Maybe you can't do paid ads, but you have to be talking to some people every day. If McDonald's opened up and they never sent an ad out to anybody, if they never told anybody where their store was. Now, McDonald's tends to place their stores a little bit where maybe they could get by with a little less advertising, but nonetheless, in order to be successful, even McDonald's advertises all the time. So that's one of the expectations. And I think that's a big expectation that most home-based businesses fail at, because I think what happens is people get out there and they think, let me just throw this website on the internet and shoot, people will find it, and maybe it worked that way at one time, but it really, in my experience, it never really worked that way. But I know a lot of people have that idea that there's this big highway on the internet and everybody's just driving past it and clicking on websites all day. But for the most part, it doesn't happen that way. So anyways, I was doing watching some videos today, and a lady was talking about your intro. So I tried to change up my intro a little bit today. And so I wanted to talk a little bit more about the topic before I went into my background. And so my name's Jim Hall. This is Robin Williams with us tonight. We're both, I don't know, do you call yourself a veteran? You're still in the military, so you're not really a vet, right?
No, I'm still a veteran.
Yeah, you're still a veteran? Okay. So I've been out of the military quite a while now, but we were both in the military. And Louis, I was expecting Louis to come on, and he was also in the military. So we've got a lot of background as far as military-wise. So I like that because I think that really shows a lot of integrity, a lot of family values, just a lot of values. The military is built on a lot of strong values. Leadership, we called it when we were in. We had this little dog tag thing that actually said leadership on it for loyalty, duty. It's been a long time. I could probably remember them if I try hard. But so anyways, so I've been doing this on the internet, pretty much overlapping all that same time. So I've been doing stuff since 2000 on the internet and done several businesses, and I've made a lot of money and I've learned a lot. So I like to come on here and share my experience. I really, really like teaching people, helping them make progress, even helping anybody. If I can help somebody make 1 or 2 sales, it makes me feel like a proud parent, when I see somebody that's taken some knowledge that I've done and applied it and actually achieved something with it. So that's why I do this. I make a pretty good income, and I just sit around the house and work on the internet all day. So I'll turn it over to Robin for a minute while I get a drink.
Nice. I'm, just like Jim, and honestly, I think a lot of people are. They have this giving heart, and I was telling somebody I was talking to a coach the other day. I was like, I really feel like I'm in this to help people. I didn't start off like that either. I just saw it as a quick way to make money, and just like Jim mentioned earlier, he mentioned. Now I have a fly in the video. Sorry, he mentioned. That fly's gonna get on my nerves. He's on my screen. He mentioned that. What did you mention earlier? That fly threw me off. I can't even remember. Okay, maybe it'll come back to me. But one of the things that really stuck out to me was helping people and serving people and things like that. And I didn't start off that way. But I was telling somebody the other day that I felt kind of selfish because I want to help people. And I think it's because of, the way it makes me feel, right? So that's kind of selfish, really. But I'm definitely about serving people. I think I have a serving mentality when it comes to me personally. I just love to give and serve and make sure everybody's okay, except for this fly. I'm gonna kill it if it keeps getting on my nerves. But just making sure, all is well. And with internet marketing, because I struggled so much throughout my life, well, especially in the beginning, I kind of see it as a good thing that I'm able to have that wider view and see what other people are going through, and able to help them see the light, I guess, if you would say that. And actually take the steps that I've taken. And a lot of it is the mindset stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I had in the past is either mindset or knowledge. And so when I do find a place or when I do come into a place, this fly is killing me, where, I can help people get results or see something, better in their life. And they might not even get a sale, but they might just understand what affiliate marketing is. It helps and it feels good. So I'm in it for the long haul. I can't wait till I retire from the military and do this full time. So right now it's part time and I'm just helping people part time.
Right. Yeah. And, I think a lot of that too comes down to when you're struggling online, you don't ever really feel like you can help somebody. You're like, I know I had a hard time with that for a while. Like I could sell stuff, but I couldn't seem to get anyone else to sell anything. So I really had this challenge of, can I actually help anybody? Because I mean, there's been some businesses that I would literally, when I was in Herbalife, I worked from 5 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. I was making a decent amount of money, but to ask somebody else to get on the phone, and I was literally dialing my leads every hour on the hour all day long. And I had them tracked out to where I could go from the East Coast all the way around to Hawaii and dial in, more appropriate times. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's part of it is when you're working so hard to make a few dollars, you don't even want to tell anybody about it, Right. But here we are doing this, and I literally send an email a day as far as building my business. I send an email a day. Maybe I post a post in my Facebook group every day. And then other than that, I help whoever I want to help. I just reach out to people, and it's not necessarily people on my team. It's people, anybody. It's people like Robin. It's people like Louie. Bob's here tonight. Amy's here. I've been on Amy's chats and stuff. We've talked lately about a few things with Facebook and how they've changed it. So we reach out to whoever we can, and we learn from each other. And I'm pretty experienced on the computer, so I can almost always cover something technical side, but there may be some other thing that I don't know so well. So we got all these people to reach out to. And I think that's really cool that we've found a way to do it so much easier that we can do more of what we want to do. And it's real. It's not, there's been a lot of times where we've lived the laptop lifestyle, right? Only we're living it for 16 hours a day strapped to a computer, just trying to make money, not doing what you actually want to do, And I think that that's what's so different about the 30-minute workday is it really could be a 30-minute workday if you had to. And I know somebody was in the chat today, and we'll show the chat a little later. saying, it's crazy. He's making money, and he didn't even send an email today. He's made a couple of sales in the last couple of days and hardly done anything, So, and I don't want to go down that track too much when we're talking about expectations, because I want to set some valuable expectations as well, not just the idea that you can do a lot less. But I do think with the 30-minute workday, you can live. How's the saying he's got going on? I've seen a lot of people posting it. I haven't used it. Live more, work less. I think work less, live more. Mm-hmm. I'm sure somebody will post it in the chat. Let me check it out. Let's see. Bob says,
if it isn't right, that's fitting.
Bob says, I literally only have about 30 minutes a day to work this right now until I get full time retired from farming, and it works. Nick is right. 30 minutes and you can get results. Yeah. And I have, and I know a lot of people have gotten results. I sent out an email today with a whole bunch of results on it. And these are people, similar to us, maybe, where they've done a bunch of things and not had results. But I've got people that come in and get results that have never done this before. The lady that I have, Odalet Shepo, she's in Botswana, and she came in with never doing anything like this before and made sales right from the start. She advertised her business, she got it all set up, advertised it, and started getting sales. And there's just a bunch of people that have done that. But again, expectations. She didn't come in and just poke through and ask what to do next, how to do this, what's this, where's that at. There's some work involved, especially in the setup, and then you have to advertise. You have to advertise in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's really important. Now, I say in some way, shape, or form because it doesn't have to be paid. It can be through, if you have more time, then it can be done through the more time efforts. If you don't have a job because you have 3 kids or something and you just don't make sense to have a job, then you could do free stuff a little more. I do a little bit more free stuff just because I have the time and I can poke around at it. You still chasing that fly?
Listen, I apologize, but flies are my biggest pet peeves, and I think it knows it while I'm on the call. Had I known it was down here, I probably would have just set aside some time just to go chase it.
Well, what you need to get, Robin, is a couple of spiders, and they take care of those.
We have lots of those here in Mississippi.
Yeah. we got one in our window in the bathroom, and I saw a fly, and I kind of shooed the fly up there, and instead of swatting at it, I shoot it into the nest, and then the spider came out and got him. It was really cool. So, so you got anything to add on so far?
Well, I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about was, we have the expectation, but the reality is you really don't know what that number is, right? You don't know how long it's going to take you after you start to get results, right? I don't know how long it took you, Jim, to get results once you started the 30-minute workday. Was it like 1 day, 2 days after you pushed the button?
Yeah, the first time I did leads. Now, let me say this to set some expectations. I started HBA, the same products that are inside of the 30-minute workday. Mm-hmm. I started back in October, and I kind of did the same thing I've always done. I kind of piddled my way through the day. I read books all day, and I'm an avid reader. I've told you before. I believe that reading is a income producing activity, right? And so, but I did the same thing that I usually do, and then I would get caught up because I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have any leads coming in. Maybe I get 1 or 2 off Facebook or whatever. So from October until March, I made no sales using the HBA, the same exact products. Okay. And then I started with 30-minute workday in March, about like the 23rd of March. And within 2 days, I had 1 sale. Okay. And then I was like, man, this might actually work, because I never really had successful leads like this before, like we have here. So, and I think that's what I told you a little while into it. After I had maybe 6-8 sales or something, I was like, Robin, you need to check this out because this is actually working,
Yeah.
And I think by the end of March, I started on the 23rd, I think it was, and by the end of March, I had 6 or 8 sales already, and then for the last 4 weeks in a row, I've been one of the top producers. So I mean, it's all changed just because of advertising. And now I've tried a lot of other lead sources in that time frame too, and none of the other lead sources work very well. So it's some of all of the system. It's the leads that are here in the system, and just the system itself works really well too. So I don't know if that answered your question overall, if that's what you were aiming at.
It was more than, but like,
but I do have a challenge with that.
It was good because you went all the way back to like, if you weren't pushing a button and you're just marketing it. I don't want to say the traditional way, but through other strategies and things like that. I think a lot of people posted, them getting results within a few days. When I came in, I think it took me almost 2 weeks to get my first sale. And looking at, I could have looked at other people's results and said, this doesn't work, you know what I mean? And could have quit or whatever. But you don't see the unseen, right? You don't see things that are happening behind the scenes and things like that. And even if maybe, it's somebody that come in, maybe they've been doing it for a month, putting traffic into, paying for traffic and things like that. I'm to the point with this business that if it's not working for you, it's either probably your mindset or something in your system is broken, just one of those two. And obviously we can't guarantee any results or anything like that. But I just think that it has to be one of those two, like either, if you're doing all of the steps, obviously, if you're doing all the steps, you set up everything, it's either something broken in your system or your mindset. And the only thing you really have to do is just keep moving, right? Keep doing the action steps. You don't know, you can't say, hey, Jim, you're going to come and join my business tomorrow when I start my business, okay? And then get upset when Jim doesn't come into your business, right? You can't control when Jim is going to join your business or whoever's going to join your business. You can only influence, inspire, and things like that. And a lot of times we don't see the things that are happening in the unseen, and a lot of people don't even understand that. Like literally there's a universal law that's moving things around and moving people around. And once you tap into it, you're believing in your system, you're setting up your system, you're taking action, you'll start to get results. And I've experienced, I'm pretty sure I've experienced this on a business level, but I've seen it more on things that didn't have to do anything with business. So I remember I used to travel back and forth from Virginia to PA all the time to go home on leave, not on leave, but just for the weekend. And a lot of times I never had like road rage or anything like that, but a lot of times I'll get upset because we'll come home so late and I just want to get home because I'm tired. And, normally the next day I have to go to work. And so sometimes I would get upset. And I remember 2 different instances where I was driving and somehow a car was like just slow in front of me on a highway or something like that. Finally get off the highway. And before I cross the intersection, I have the green light. It's a freaking car that just straight bust through the red light and then go like probably seconds before me, right? So I had no time to stop, no nothing. I was just like, what the heck? Like had I been a few seconds earlier, right? I could have been dead, but what if the universe or things were moving to slow me down, to not get me off that highway, right? So things like that is happening in your business, in all aspects of your life, as well as one time when I was in a car again. So I'm in a car, I'm, heavy foot on the gas, like what the heck, this person needs to move out of my way, And literally I go a few more seconds past, and as I'm going, the car starts to move out of my way, but also I see the cops here clocking people, right? And so now I'm like, I don't want to be speeding right now because of this cop. And you got to understand when you start in a business, as long as you have everything in place, that things like that are happening, right? And sometimes we have those limiting doubts, those limiting beliefs and doubts that may be slowing things down for us a little bit. But as long as you try to keep positive, keep at it, I'm willing to say you'll eventually see results, and you don't want to quit right before that breakthrough happens. So that's just like one of the big messages I wanted to get out there for people tonight.
Right. Yeah. And, I think too, let me rethink what I was thinking about.
I'm gonna send my flyer away. So,
I know. What's going on tonight? We're never spacey like this. Usually I'm all over the place. Keep talking for a minute.
Okay, I'll keep talking. And I think me and both Jim, we sent out an email about someone, not a particular person, but we sent out an email about someone quitting and then getting the all-in sale. And I don't know how long the time frame was, but it's just an example of why you should not quit, and not saying you should sit in the business and wait for the sales, because that's not what we're saying either. But eventually sales may come, and if you quit on yourself or quit on other people, then they don't have anybody to join, right? They don't have anybody to trust and give their, sales, business, and commissions to. So definitely just kind of treat it as a business. I believe a lot of people come in, and I'm not talking to people. I'm talking to, myself as well. I'm pretty good at this right now. Like, I don't really do this too much, but I believe a lot of people start a business, but they don't have a business mindset. And that's one of the things that can really cause you to quit easily, right? Like, there is no, like, it just sounds crazy. I'm not talking to anybody in a bad way, but if you really think about it, if I was to buy a McDonald's, right? Like you mentioned, if I was to, invest into a McDonald's and I own this McDonald's, and 2 weeks go by and I quit, how ridiculous does that sound? Like, everybody and their grandmama is going to line up on the block to smack me as I'm going down, right? Because it just sounds crazy. And if quitting your business with the 30-minute workday or whatever you're building doesn't sound crazy to you, if quitting your business in 2 weeks doesn't sound crazy to you, then you're not really treating it as a business, right? You're not really approaching it the correct way with the correct mindset. And you got to try to think long term and things like that, because everybody, right, is coming in here with different levels of experiences. So, Jim may have more experience and success than I have, and then I may have more experience and success than the next person. But in the end, we all have to take those steps to get towards, whatever success it is that we want to see. We all have to take our own journey. Every journey isn't going to be the same. We all have to learn different things. Like, Jim is, computer expert. I have some experience with computers, but I really don't like to deal with it that much, right? And then I feel like I'm the, I'll figure it out type of person, but a lot of times I don't want to figure it out. But I have some people that hates this technology, but they're really good relationship marketers, right? So everybody have different types of things, and maybe you don't even know where you fall in because you've never done anything like this before. But the only way to find out is just to get in there and learn different things and just keep going, So right. I just think, treating this as a business and just trucking along and not being too attached to results right now is a huge part.
Right. Yeah, like you said about the McDonald's, if you bought a McDonald's and you closed it within a couple of weeks, the biggest difference between that, and I've talked about this, and this kind of comes back down to stickability too, like we talked about, is Mike Hobbs, the co-founder of HVA, a few years ago, he actually said he wished that it was $10,000 to get started, because maybe then people wouldn't quit right away. We'd get a lot less people started, but because it's so cheap to get involved, or free, a 30-minute workday is free to get the training and get learning. And so if you don't encounter some form of success, you don't have anything involved, and it's kind of like my life. I jumped from job to job to job to job because I didn't have a degree in it or anything. I didn't have any skin in the game whatsoever. But now my daughter has a 4-year degree, and she's a certified middle school math teacher. So her degree pretty much is only good for teaching. So she can't really go do anything else. So in that aspect, she's got a whole lot of skin in the game. And that's why I try to tell people, hey, Louie, what's going on? You're muted.
Hey, no, I heard you talking. I stayed muted.
Okay. Okay. Talking. There's somebody in your background again.
Yeah, we just barely got home just barely unloaded the van. I ran in here to hop on. I hate missing our weekly calls, but you might see images every now and then in my background.
Yeah, I see, here. I see some ghosts going on.
Yeah. As long as they have clothes on, we're good.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, we'll pick them up and then delete our videos or something.
All right. So how's it going tonight? What I missed?
Oh, it's going good. We're choppy. We've been without our Louie for a couple of weeks, and we don't know how to strive very well without a third wheel. So
I'm gonna hook up my little.
We have a third wheel. It's my fly over here.
I wanted to say also one of the big things is a lot of people that have been doing this, they have that same mindset challenge like you were talking about. They start to lose belief. Maybe they had belief at one point and now they've switched so many different times that like their Facebook doesn't even work anymore and this happens with me. I can post a post on Facebook and I won't get a like hardly at all because so many people have seen that I'm in this opportunity, because obviously the opportunity is broke, right? It's not you that doesn't know what you're doing. So if you go to the next opportunity, sure, it'll work better than the last one. So you gotta learn some real skills, and I don't like talking to people and selling them. I don't like it. I don't like prospecting. So that doesn't work well for me. So that's how most MLMs have always been built, is go out and talk to people in the store and go out and talk to people here, and even talk to people on Messenger. And I don't like doing that stuff. So that's what I like so much about 30-Minute Workday and having leads, that I don't have to talk to them until they're ready to talk to me, so that makes it really nice. Louie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing and what's going on in your life?
Well, Jim, I'll do that. How you doing? So I've been on, we take an annual vacation, live up here in Vermont. For those who are first time joining, I've been doing some affiliate marketing and stuff, but until I came into 30-Minute Workday, I had never made any money by affiliate marketing. So this was my first opportunity, started back in March, doing great. And I hope, we had like 3 weeks of vacation. 2 weeks was totally detached. This week was a little mix, in and out. And we go up to a campground here in the state, has no Wi-Fi, has no cell service. It's horrible to even do the most. They used to even have a phone that you could go up to the main gatehouse and make local calls. But because of COVID, they even took that phone away during the day. They put it back out in the evening for emergencies if somebody need to call 911 or something. But it's total detachment. So if I get out on the water in a boat or something, it's like one of the houses might have an extender. You might be able to pick up something. So a little few of the times that I was able to connect, but it's good to detach. It's good to detach. And the business that we're doing here, the people that are here, maybe from my list, I haven't sent out one for today. I did do a few scheduled emails along the 30-Minute Workday line, but doing this business, I could show you, I got some hot diggity dog emails while I'm on vacation, not doing anything, just through Nick sending out his emails. And I hit a couple while I was away. I used one of yours, Jim, and just repurposed it, and got another 30-minute sign up from that. So, this business is great, even though, we normally go on a vacation, but I can just see the future of you could sit there and write your content for the week. I mean, even us, right? We know that we're going to do our Thursday night live. We know that we're going to attend some other masterminds that help us grow, help our mindset and our belief through the week. And we want to share those with our teams so we can schedule those emails. And then now you're down to maybe 4 or 5 days of some other content that you might want to share. But you can schedule those in your email so that you don't have to be even right at your computer like I wasn't, and still getting the hot diggity dog. And those emails, and nobody knows what those are yet, is when you make a sale. And I just came in when Jim was talking about not liking the prospect. I mean, I have a couple people that signed up and are moving. I've tried to connect with them and they're like, get out of my way, I got this. You know, it's like, it's kind of like the way I was too, but you know, I just want to help. Hey, you know, I see you moving. I just want, if there's anything that you have an issue with, let me know and we'll help you rock right through it. But so that's where I've been, hiding out. Jim and Robin's been holding down the fort. And I didn't get to watch the replay from last week before, so Jim's gonna have to send it to me. But you know, everybody that's watching, can resonate with Jim and belief. Even if you started having success, and you know, here we do promote buying traffic, very vital to your online business, with getting eyes on your page when there's so much competition, if you will, or so many competing things out there, to get traffic to your site so that people can see what you're all about, and share the opportunity with them to build their own business, build their own store, build their own coaching business, build their own, Jim's wife built her own baking business and does an online classes, and, you know, all these things. Every business out there needs. My daughter does this bubbly homemaker and makes crafts and stuff. And she's going to be coming over to the fold here real soon. We were just trying to figure out what's the best way to integrate what she's doing into this product, which is basically selling some. She does a bubbly kids on Thursday night as well, and so she has we have three grandkids, and she does a little craft with them, and she's got a pretty good following. And it's like a lot of the people are asking her, hey, you know, I'm like, hey, you need to put that stuff together, or give them a list so that they can sit there and do it with their kids. Because that's what they want to do, you know, it's to kind of help them out. It's like, you need a website, you need a little bit more than just a Facebook group, because it's growing, to keep on this business going. And this is what we're gonna, you know, we're gonna share some. I think you're gonna share some of the 30-minute, not only 30-minute workday, but you know, some of the tools that are in there that every business, doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're whether you're somebody who sheetrocks, somebody who cleans houses, dog sets, you need a way for people to contact you, and you need to be able to communicate with them and keep them informed. And you need the tools that we talk about every Thursday night here on our calls. So you can tell even though I was gone, I'm still equally as excited as I was when I left. I'm just saying, watch out, Jim. I'm going to be flying by you here pretty soon.
Flying by, huh? Hey, I'm always down for a little competition.
So Robin keeps it close. See, she keeps it close. So.
Jeff said, Jim, you don't even talk to me anymore. And I do admit I have some struggles with starting a conversation, but I've been trying to say at least good morning to most of my list, but my list is getting really big, Jeff. And I got a lot of people. I have such a hard time finding people in my chat anymore. I got so many people messaging me. So I do apologize. If you send me a message, I'll definitely get back to you. Anybody, hopefully I've not let anybody slide on that.
We'll just make our own group, Jim. That's all right. We know how busy you are, and earned it. You've earned it. Jeff, I feel your pain. Jim talks more to my son than he does to me, but I like it that my son Michael, who's also in the 30-minute workday, who's also making more than dad is, but he's also more consistent at buying traffic.
Right.
He sees his numbers, he sees what he needs to do, and he's all about it. And I may have backed off a little bit on the buying traffic for a little bit, just trying to work my list, and I'm back into buying, getting more eyes on my stuff to increase that. But so he'll ask Jim, what are you doing? And Jim will give him some awesome tips, as anybody on here that contacts Jim will do. If you're struggling, if you're working towards something and you get stuck, then ask the question. Don't just ask the question without doing some effort. That's very valuable in your own growth. I go as far as you're comfortable going with, and when you get stuck, I don't know how to make this do this, or how do I do this? I didn't see it in the book. I didn't see it in the chat. Then you hit Jim or Louie or Robin up to ask the questions.
Or almost anybody. I mean, if you just pop a pretty specific question in the chat, somebody will help you pretty quick. And I did want to talk about some expectations over there in the chat too. And I know what I'll talk about is maybe a little technical for a few people, but I did want to hit on that. And there was something else I was going to hit on. Man, my mind is so spacey lately. I'm on this new medicine and my mind is spacey all the time. I don't like it. I'm probably going to quit soon.
You got to give it time, though.
Expectations. I know that's what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about expectations. I was going to talk about something. One of you said something about business minded, and I think something that a lot of people don't really think about is lifetime customer value. It's kind of a big business term that a lot of people don't think about as they get started. But again, let's go back to McDonald's, right? McDonald's lifetime customer value must be in the tens of thousands or 20 or 30,000 even, and what a lifetime customer value means is literally the amount of money that your customer will spend with you over the lifetime that they're with you. So a lot of people come into here and say, yeah, well, we have a $20 item, right? That we get a $20 commission on. So how much money can you possibly make on a $20 commission? Well, we also have an upgrade to a $100 commission item. So, and let's go back to what I said earlier about I was here from October until March without even a sale, but the product was so good that I was there using the product every Monday night. I'd be on the call. So I was spending my money, $150 a month without even having a sale for, 6 months? Because the product I was learning so much from. So in that 6 months, I generated almost $800 in affiliate commissions for my sponsors. So that gives me a lifetime customer value of $800 in 6 months. Well, I'm still here. Now I'm making sales. I'm not going to leave the product. So I could end up being worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's the same with any customer that we have. As long as we can help each other out and we can start making a couple of sales and find the value in the product. I mean, I know Mike and Paul have said that the average lifetime customer value is $500. So when I make a sale, I consider that sale to be $500 right from the start. So if I spend $200 on leads and I make one sale out of it, then I consider I'm $300 ahead because I know eventually the numbers will work out that I'll get $500 from that sale. So I think that's an important thing to throw in there about expectations because I think if you don't see it in that kind of way, it's hard to imagine that you can really break even at this because you won't break even for a little while. When you're spending, $47, $128 a week on ads, then it's going to take you a little while to break even. But once you do, and you have 8 or 10 or 15 people that are spending $125 a month with you. I mean, now, I made a lot more this month than I spent on ads, a lot more. I was actually very surprised how much more. So now I should be rolling a little more back into it than I was. The first couple of months I rolled all of it back in, and I was like, man, I kind of want to show some money for this, so so I kept a good chunk of it this month, but I haven't made near as many sales either as I was making. So same thing, it's all about the advertising, so I wanted to throw that out there. I think it's important to understand that concept, and I want to get over there to the chat too. Where we at? We are 8:42 already. If anybody has any questions, let's see what Jeff has to say. Oh, he said he's just teasing. I know, Jeff. I know, but I wanted to address it too because I think it's important to know. I'm highly accessible, but I do forget to reach out to people. He said, I hear you. I think the best way to stay consistent on traffic is to pick a percentage of the commission checks to automatically reinvest in traffic, 20, 25, 30. Work great. I need to get my traffic buys rolling again now too. I got a website. Yeah. I mean, you can do it that way. Picking, some of whatever you're making, or like Nick talks about in the book, just for a while, just reinvest everything. Don't go buy a TV. Don't go buy a brand new car like I did. Right.
As long as you're still buying traffic, you can buy the car, Jim.
Right. But so if you should set a budget so that it also doesn't matter on your traffic. So your advertising budget is your advertising budget. And then if you make commissions on top of that, then you can buy more as you go along. So that'll
maybe next week I'll put an Excel sheet together, just with some, sample levels, because I think we talk about, this business is so easy and really inexpensive to get in. But I think everyone, when they first come in and first read about it, might get a little starry-eyed and want to be, hit the six figures right out of the gate. But when it comes to having to put money towards that goal, it seems to be a little hard. So if you can show some real, very conservative numbers, like you just said, when you come into this, you need to set a budget. For us, we know how much the tools cost and we know how valuable they are. So that's a simple investment. If you go to college, you're outlaying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, and you don't even have a job. You don't even know what you're going to do. And then I'm listening to, I get into financial stuff. You know how many people actually have, I'm digressing from my main point, because this like 8% of the workforce actually have a degree. Only 8%, but yet we make such a big deal about it in the world, and it costs people hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this piece of paper. And we're saying, okay, that's the big path. That's the path that everybody else pushes you down. But the path of being an entrepreneur it can be a lot easier, but you need to have some tools that you need. If you're going to become, I go back to a sheetrocker because I have to hire one to do some work on the apartment building there. It's like he has to buy his tools to do his job. He had to get the skills to do his job. It is his own business. It is his own passion. That's what he wants to do. If you're going to be a marketer online of whatever it is, you're going to have to buy some tools. We talk about our website builder, our funnel builder. We talk about traffic. We talk about the premium, where we all three of us met through the premium and through masterminding and learned some good skills. That's part of your budget. You budget that, and you budget so much for traffic. Now, like all of us, within a couple of weeks, you got your first sale or two. For me, I've already got my budget. So I'm not messing with that, which included a certain amount of money every so often, every 2 weeks to buy traffic.
Every 1 week.
Well, every 1 week.
You got to get there, Louis.
depending
Every 1 week.
Right. We want people to set their budget. But now
Right.
my goal is to say, okay, for the first 6 months at a minimum, everything that I'm making, I've already agreed to myself that I'm going to spend this amount of money towards that goal. Everything that's coming in is going to go right into traffic, into building and building. So eventually it's going to get to the point where, now I can start taking out of there. But until then, I agree with Nick. I think everything that you're making, and everybody's different, they're in a different spot, but everything that you're making should go back into it. Now, if your budget made it so that you could do it for a while, and because of whatever your financial situation is, those first couple of sales, maybe just going back in to feed that budget. Everybody's different. I've done financial stuff and sat across many kitchen tables and worked with a lot of people, and I know that everybody is different, and there's a lot of what ifs. Well, don't worry about the what ifs. Take it one day at a time. And then I think our title tonight was about beliefs, and believe that you are going to hit your goals. And we're going to be here to help support you, to get you up and running. Especially, I just saw Jim the other day, and might have used it. He called it a bribe, but hey, you know what? We'll help you, by if you take action, and you're with one of us, and we'll help you. We'll help you get those leads. The challenge is get in, get set up, send us the link, let us make sure that you're all set up, and then watch out what happens. And
yep. I don't mind buying leads for my team at all. I actually have Donette right now. I've got 100 leads going her way this week because she's been around with me for a little while. She's done a lot of work and she's not made a sale yet. She's not been super consistent with leads, which I know is part of what causes that. So yeah, I set her up and sent 100 leads her way because I want her to stay around, I want her to get some sales. To me, and that's part of what I've been doing too lately is sending some of what I'm spending on my business to my team so that we can all build more stability, because the stability is more important. This isn't really a team build kind of business, but if you can keep your people underneath of you, then you end up turning that customer value into a much higher number, So that's why I sent that bribe out, because, for twofold, I was able to pick up a couple of upgrades also, but to be able to send people, and I have people that had already paid. So, some people, all they had to do was say, hey, include me. They didn't have to upgrade to anything, So yeah, something like that works really well for keeping people around too. And I don't mind doing that at all. So if there's somebody here that is on my team, reach out, find out how you can get some free leads. Robin, you got anything to talk about before we move on into a little bit of technical stuff?
No, Louis, you missed me. Sorry.
Huh?
No, I think we got 10 minutes, so
I know.
We can head on over.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Louis, we missed you with the screen sharing. We were bad at it.
Yeah, I needed you, Louis.
I can't get my stupid chat off my third screen. What's going on? There it goes. Maybe. There it is. Okay. Sorry about that. It was stuck. All right. So I want to show the chat, and I want to talk somewhat specifically to Anthony right now. I hope he's still around. See what we got. Jim, I need to find out how you distribute those traffic leads. I'd like to hear that with my team too. I'd like to do that with my team too. Yeah, there's a couple of different ways to do it. I do it in a real simple way. We'll talk about that a little later, one-on-one or something. So Anthony, I wanted to touch base with you because I know you mentioned that you kind of got slammed by Nick on chat. And the reason I want to, and this goes back to a little bit of expectations here, is because the kind of the reason for that is, I think, is one, there's 1,358 members in here, right? And a lot of them come in and say things like you did, like, I just got in here, where do I start? And I know that's not the message you meant to send, but that came across as, hey, I just signed up and I don't have a clue what's going on, because we get that a lot. So that's why you kind of got that blanket message of go read the book, And then another thing is you only have your first name on here and you don't have a picture of yourself. So it just looks like you're not really committed. It's one of those things. I know it's a little bit, it's new, right? It's a little bit technical to understand those kinds of things, but I just wanted to point that out because Nick's a super good guy and it just wasn't quite approached in the right aspect. No fault to you by any means. I'm not hammering on you about it. I'm just trying to give you some ideas on how to get a little more success. And then another thing you said in here was, did you need ClickBank? See, and I didn't even know who this was because it was just Anthony. There's a bunch of Anthonys in here. But then you emailed me and let me know. You said, do I need ClickBank? And you don't need ClickBank, but you can use ClickBank. And you said that it's $47, and I've never heard of that before. So unless they've very recently changed that, ClickBank shouldn't be $47. Now, they may have a ClickBank University or something like that could be a monthly fee. You don't need to do that. There's enough tools in here. I think you can learn how to do ClickBank without it. You probably don't need ClickBank. This is something we talked about too a little while back, was in your situation with your back down like it is, and you don't have a lot of good time to work on web pages and stuff, you're probably not really going to want to do ClickBank for a while anyways. And so you can just use the tools that are kind of pre-made for you. And I know that you're getting the custom setup. Watch your email really close for that custom setup. I know it's a little bit of a challenge because there's so much information to give them. So anyway.
Well, and if Anthony's on there, I looked at that that ClickBank University thing at one time, and it's just another affiliate program that's actually kind of endorsed by ClickBank. And if you read Nick's book, what you're going to learn in the 30-minute workday, I've seen that product that you might have been talking about. Nick's book is free. This community is free, and they're basically charging you for what you're going to learn here. And matter of fact, you're not even going to learn as much there as you're going to learn here in that. So, but I do know, I'll refer to my son earlier. He did market some stuff from ClickBank himself, but he was using it was just another product to market. It wasn't, it was a dog. I think one was a dog training product. Another one was a woodworking product. But you don't need, there's no fees here for the book, this community, and this. The only fees here, if you want to even call them that, is for the actual tools that you'll need for your business, no matter what you're going to build.
All right, Anthony. So I hope that helps you out. You said all those posts are me. Thanks, Jim. And if he doesn't get back with you soon, let me know, and I'll get with them too. And if we really have to, we'll just log on sometime on Zoom and get you completed, because I know you've been trying this for a while, and I know I steered you towards that setup. And I've seen a lot of people be successful getting it done that way, but I do know it's a little bit of a struggle as far as how much information is needed. Let me go back to the chat for just a minute. We're coming close to the 9 o'clock mark. I did send out an email today to say how important I think this chat is, and I do think it's really super important for mindset, for expectations, for a lot of things like that. There's so much going on in here that's really valuable, of people posting their results, their challenges, and a lot of times you can get answers super quick in here because there's so many people willing to help that are doing it, that are getting sales. And it is a little blanket. It feels a little blanket sometimes, right? Because we say read the book a lot. We say go back to phase one a lot. But the reality is that's all there is to it. So it's hard to say much different than that. Phase one and phase two with the book, that's all there is to the system. So it's pretty easy to tell. Like this lady up here said, she said that MLM needs a URL. What does she give them? Well, if you just jump to the traffic button, you wouldn't know what to give them, right? So that looks like an opportunity where it's like, hey, see, she says here, okay, my question is regarding my MLM traffic. I'm supposed to send a URL link. Where do I get it? Well, it's in every single step exactly how to do it. So it sounds like this person just skipped ahead and didn't set anything up. Now, whether that's true or not is hard to say, but this happens so much that maybe we get a little spammy on just go back to the book, but that tends to solve that problem, because if you go back a step or two, you'll find the information super easy because it's right there. So let me go into Get 30 Minutes and show you a couple of things. I've shown a couple of weeks now that I do find holds people up a little bit. These are things that I find that I'm helping people with a lot. So the dashboard is the first thing that you land on when you get into the 30-minute workday. And when you get here, you should watch this video. If you see a video and you think you haven't been to that page, watch it, because it's got valuable information. Every single video, I want to say they're pertinent to everything that we do, because every video has what to do next, So this one says, do this first, connect to the community. And that's the community that I just showed. So this is the first thing that you do. And then I do notice that once people do this, now they're in the community and they don't know what to do next. So once you get in the community, come back in here and go right here to phase one. And just click the button to go into phase one. And then same thing. This video is a little bit long, so I don't skip it. But if you want to bypass it and come back to it, I think maybe you can. You need 60 minutes to watch this one. It's very powerful. It will tie in really well with the book that's in phase two. And what I tell most people is do phase one for a little while, and when you get tired or your mind's about to blow up, go to phase two and read some of the book for a little while, and that'll help you connect back and forth to the two of them. And then once you get through this one, each one of these has a green button. So you can just click on the green buttons to go through, set up a little bit of information, put in your picture, and then continue to the next step. Watch the videos. The videos will show you exactly what to put in these boxes, if they're not super explanatory. And then discover the magic product types. So it's going to tell you about the tools that we've talked about a lot. And these tools are very important to 30-minute workday, but they're also very important to if you go through phase two and learn about the creating unlimited income, getting all of this other products like ClickBank. ClickBank is a product that you can set up real easily because you have the tools in here, and you can really stand out because you can make your own pages. And really simple. I mean, there's really simple pages to make. You'll see inside the book that Nick even explains like how to take a basic page and turn it into a more complex page for something like ClickBank. That's the overall focus of 30-minute workday is getting into phase two and creating an unlimited income through ClickBank and other offers like that. There's a bunch of different sources like ClickBank, and that's the end. That's kind of the end goal. Making money with the HBA products is awesome, and it's very sustainable. If you watch last night's video to see the focus and the goals that are set by the founders of the HBA products, which are the tools that we use, you would see that this business isn't going anywhere, you know? So, and that's something else I wanted to mention real quick is no matter what business you're doing, whether it's this business, your MLM, something you just started, decide to stick with it until it collapses. Decide to stick with it at least a year. If you can't make money with it in a year, maybe something's wrong with it. I don't know. But as long as it's legit and there's a product that you're offering, I say stay with it until it goes away. Stay with it as long as you can, and you can make money with it. But if you spend 30 days in something or 60 days, you know, you don't really start making residual income until 90 days or so, because that's just the way the business kind of works. So if you quit any time between the first day and the 90-day mark, you're almost guaranteed not to have success. I mean, if you quit, you're guaranteed not to have success, but you're just not going to be far enough in 90 days to even determine if it's working or not. I have people that are still setting up in, you know, weeks in at least, you know, now. And that's, I think, a big difference with me is my setup was almost instant because I have mad computer skills. I will brag about my computer skills. They're pretty top notch, you know. But so that gave me that leg up, right? But there's a lot of other things that I hadn't been successful at. So I still had to read the book. I read the book 10 times or so, you know. So to me, that's part of expectations. Read the book. If you don't understand something, watch the video again. Watch the video a third time. Watch it 5 times. It seems counterintuitive. I know. I was listening to somebody yesterday, and he's like, I never heard of reading a book a second time. And I was like, you know, that is it's kind of weird, right? If you read a storybook, it's like watching a movie. You really don't watch too many movies a second time, right? But in this industry, when you're talking about self-help, then you can read that same book. I mean, I have 300 books probably, right? And I've read a lot of them more than twice. And every time I think, I'm not going to buy any more books. I got enough books. And then I'm like, man, that book, I got to get that book, you know? So, but you can read the books over and over and over. And every time it's like, if you watched a movie and then 5 years later you watch the movie again, you'll pick up new stuff. Even if you watch a movie consecutively, you'll pick up different stuff.
Okay. Hang on. If you have kids or grandkids and you haven't watched a Disney flick, you know, 5 or 6 times, the same one, there is something wrong, because at my house, you're going to be watching those shows over and over again. But the funny thing is, you do pick up something different every time. And when you well, it's just like reading the Bible or anything. You know, there's something that was there that you just didn't see before, that was revealed to you. And it's the same way in this book. You know, it's a very easy read. If you don't even have time to read the whole book, take the first 12 pages and, you know, staple them together. Do whatever you got to do, but keep those first 12 pages in your back pocket or somewhere where you can pick it up and read it again and again, because you will pick up more nuggets. It will start to sink in exactly, you know, and your belief will get stronger just by focusing on that. So at least those first 12 pages. And then if you've done that several times, you're going to want to read more of it. But start there. Reread. If you've read it, read it again, and try to think, did I see that before? Or because some things, your belief has got to change. You got to start believing in you, and as you do, more of that sentence structure is going to have more meaning to you. It's going to touch you in a different way or affect you in a different way to cause you to continue to climb up the stairs, you know, instead of stopping and saying, I guess I'm not going to go to the top. I'm going to turn around. You know, at least you're not going to do that anymore. if you've done it in the past, you might sit down on the step and stay there for a little while, but you're not going to go back down and say, I'll start over again on another set of stairs. And if you read that, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
All right, let me share a few more things and then we'll wrap up. A couple other sticking points here. As you progress down through here, you'll get to the one that says maximize your income, and it doesn't have a green button. So you'll get into this habit of doing what you need to do and pushing the green button. And on this one, it has a decision you need to make. So yes, do you want to maximize your results, or no thanks, I'll pass on more commissions, even though it's zero extra work. And if you already have taken the premium product, that's what it's going to talk about here, then it says here, if you've already maximized or you just want to continue setting up, just click the no thanks link above. So that's how you get to the next page there. And then another thing I see a lot of people asking about is how do they get their token? So let me go back here to, I think it's activate income streams. The tokens are inside of the products. So it's a tiny bit confusing because if you didn't get the product, if you went through Discover the Magic products and then you didn't get them because you found that either you just didn't want to yet, or you couldn't afford it yet, or whatever the reason is, a lot of times I'll tell people, if you don't have the resources to get the tools, then read more, and eventually the resources will just come to you, because belief or whatever, they'll just appear, because as you believe more, you'll tend to do some different stuff. Maybe at some point, as you believe more, you'll trade out a couple of coffees a month so that you can afford these tools, little stuff like that, because it's not that much money, so then if you don't pick them up and then you get to this step where it says your HBA affiliate token, you literally can't get to this step because you didn't get the tools to do it. So you can't find your affiliate token if you don't have the HBA products. But all of that, again, is explained in the videos. But if you skip any videos, that's why I'm saying the videos are so important, because they even lead from page to page to complete the whole process of the setup. And there's only 4 tokens in the whole system. There's the HBA one, the get response one, and then the 2 traffic ones. And I don't know, I didn't see any messages from Perry. Perry, if you're on here, I'll show you some steps that are here also. So once you get down to your traffic button, here's the other 2 things that you have, and they'll explain those, how to get those in there as well. This one you also have to buy at least one time in order to get, I believe, unless that's changed, in order to get your affiliate code for there. So there are some steps that you do have to make purchases in order to sell the tools, but not all of them. So you don't have to buy anything, but there are some things you need to go forward in the business. So that was a question somebody asked the other day, is can't they just use their own funnel builder? Yeah, you can use your own funnel builder. The challenge with that is you don't have the done for you pages, and you don't have the affiliate commission if you don't own the builder. So that's the way that works there. So what else? So I'll put this in here too, in case Perry's here or is watching later. He needed to know where is it going to load? Oh no, this wasn't Perry. This was James, and he doesn't get on and do this stuff. So that's a challenge. If you need your domain, it tells you in here how to set up your domain without having an actual domain, without going and buying a .com or a .net. So you can just use this as your capture page link. So that's one other sticking point that some people come to, is this is the link that you need once you put your link in here. I forgot there was another box to fill in there. I think that's all I really have as far as technical stuff tonight. Anything else that needs pointed out? Anybody in the chat have anything they are stuck on or know that people are stuck on lately? I don't see anything in the chat. Louis, Robin, anything you want to conclude?
Not really.
All right, stickability. Let's mention a couple of things on. Go ahead, Louis.
I was just gonna let Robin go. I've done a lot of talking.
Well, she didn't want to go. She's not talkative tonight for whatever reason.
I talked. I'm a to the point person. It's weird because I see that it follows me and people say things about it. Sometimes people will sit down and have a conversation. I'll answer it and they're like, "That's it," and I'm like, "That's it." you know. But yeah, that's all I really have for tonight. I mean, aside from just, don't give up on your, family, yourself, your goals and stuff like that. Give yourself a chance when it comes to building your business. So
don't expect your friends and family to buy from you because they're not gonna. And expectation wise, they're not going to do the business anyways unless they're of like mind. So it's something that it took me a long time to understand, that you have to get the people that are like-minded. We're all a little bit crazy, right? To think this will even work. So
we are, but we're not. It's because we weren't. When I help people out with their finances, people aren't taught to be entrepreneurs. And unfortunately this industry or the desire to help people start their own business has been plagued with a lot of, lack of better words, scams or here today, gone tomorrow. So it's made that a little bit more difficult for people to get their heads around that. Is this real? Or they've seen their friends and family get involved with, MLM, multi-level marketing type company or something, and not do anything with it or not make it very far. So those affect your belief as well. Even if you're here today, they still have an effect on you. But like Jim was saying about, and then I was saying about reading the 12 pages, things will come to you. It's not a deja vu thing. It's not it's like if you're thinking about somebody and, that you haven't seen for a while, and the next thing you know, they're texting you or you meet up with them or something. That's real. I think Jim and I first found each other kind of through that same method, an accountability partner, a business partner, like-minded people. I don't even know who contacted who first or how it happened, but it happens and it's made me better. And then now Robin's been with us, and so I think we threw out, if you become a member and get in there, that we even have in our HBA premium, people that want an accountability partner, because it seems like sometimes days go by where you might not have done anything on your business. And, having an accountability partner to say, hey, I plan on doing this week, and let's check back in on Tuesday or something, excuses aside, that's what one an accountability partner for. Because you're working on your own business, you're independent, but yet, and if you're coming out of a work environment where you had a boss to tell you you have a deadline to meet, or you got this to meet, or you got that to do, and now you come in here, you don't have that. It's a shift. It's a shift that you may have to battle, but contact one of us. If you're just getting started and you're part of one of our teams, reach out. Jim lives in the chat of the 30-minute workday. He's a staple there. That I'm not saying it in a bad way. He's probably helped people make untold millions with his knowledge that he shares there, and thankful that he's able to. I'm not able to be there. I don't have that that time right now in my life where I could do it. I wish I could, because it's exciting. It's going to be when he shares stories of some of the progress, some of the ones that he's helped out has made. It's really encouraging. Stay plugged into our Thursday night lives. Set an alarm in your phone, Thursday night, 7:55, grab the popcorn and your questions and come and watch, or ask questions. Hey, we'll even bring you on if you'd like to, if you've never been on video before and want to share where you're at. We'll even give you the platform to give you a shout out. So
heck yeah. And it's super comfortable here since we got a couple of people to just kind of talk to. Danette came on her first weekend. Now she's doing Facebook Lives all the time, and she's so good at them, So there was some. Oh, Jeff said, where can he get a Never Give Up shirt? Robin.
If he's in the Think and Grow Rich group, he can probably post there and ask for one. But it's Christian and I can't even think. Christian and it's a couple in there. Just post in the group, the Think and Grow Rich group, the Tagger group.
Jeff, they may also be in the files of the group. I don't know for sure on the Never Give Up shirts. This one is my team shirt. I have permission to give these out, but I'm not allowed. I don't have permission to sell them. So if you're not on my team, you can't get this shirt. So I not that you couldn't make this shirt. I can tell you where to go to make it.
Before I got the back to. There's a little back to.
So
you're modeling the whole thing. That's
right. Never give up. Keep moving forward.
Hey, Jim. Does yours have anything on the back?
Oh, no, there's nothing on the back. And maybe now I'll have to add something. I'll put Louie on the back of all of them.
Louie. I'll wear mine next week. This is a camp shirt that I gained like 10 pounds at camp, and
I told Christy, I said my shirt is shrinking.
I don't know why I call him Craig, but he can go and see this guy.
Christian Craig, that's Minister Christian?
Yep.
Okay. I've not been able to tag him. I didn't know his last name, so.
Yeah, I don't either. I said Cage, but it's something else. Cage, I don't know how to pronounce that.
We haven't said this through the whole thing, but there is a button down below this video that you can get started with more information. I mean, it does say, yes, show me more, so it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you push that button, anybody that's been sent here by anybody will be coded to that button. And, of course, you can use this video, this page, if you just put your 30-minute user ID at the end after the equal sign. You can use this and send to your list as well, so. We will do the selling for you into the future. We do this every Thursday night. Hope everybody got some value out of this. I don't see any more comments. Appreciate everybody coming out. You got some value out of it, Robin?
Yep.
Just seeing you two is all the value I needed.
I know. I missed you, Louie. I'm glad you're back. I didn't have a real good accountability partner these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I just let him go on and
Robin,
on
what's that?
I let him go on without sharing.
I don't lean on Robin quite as hard as I lean on you. And I did get pretty lazy some of these times. I'm like, man, I'm just not even going to do an email today, So I'm glad you're back. All right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you soon.
See ya.